Hello, how are y'all? Good evening. Hello to all the normal people out there. I wanted to come and speak to you guys real quick about the parasites. You know, I like to point out certain things about the parasites, okay? I like to point out certain things about them because they do exist in your real life as well. They do. There are real life parasites, not just the ones that we see in social media. Okay. There are actual real life that they exist. And you know what? It's so weird. When they start feeding or trying to feed, I'm sorry. When they start trying to feed off of a person energetically every single day, something is getting ready to happen to them. Okay. If a person has to talk about you every day, if a person that you haven't spoken with in months, just all of a sudden, just all of a sudden, it just pops up out of nowhere. You ain't talked to that person. You don't have no way of talking to that person, but yet they are literally speaking about you like making some kind of excuse to talk about you every day, especially in social media. When a person is speaking about you in social media, you can bet your bottom dollar that they're talking about you and they have a need to talk about you every single day. You don't Listen, there is a difference between a person wanting to get the hell away from a person wanting to forget about a person. Typically, if you've ever dealt with a parasite, you just want to forget that person ever existed. You don't even want to be around people that are talking about that person. You don't even want to be put in environments where somebody can bring that person up when you are seriously just I now I'm a granted, honestly, it's only been one time in my life and it's the only time. I've never ever dealt with parasitic people before until running into them on YouTube. They make excuses to talk about you. One way that they want to talk about you is by saying, I don't talk about that person. You're trying to feed off of that person energetically. If you have to get up every single day thinking about a person, you're definitely trying to get something from that person. Okay? Especially when they running in packs and in groups. What are these people after? What are they after? Something that they're never going to get. They're never going to get it. They want something from you. They're parasites. They want to call themselves vampires, but they're not vampires, they're parasites. It's ridiculous. A parasite is will sit there all day long, all day long, trying to focus and home in on your energy. They are deep in thought about you. It is not the same as meditation. It's not the same. Okay. They have this obsession with wanting to consume you every single day. Every day. Absolutely ridiculous. I just, are these people getting ready to pass away? That's what I've wondered. Is it that they're getting ready to die or something? What and I had one of the parasites told me that I couldn't move back home with my family because if I moved back home to Kansas City, he was gonna die. He said, if you leave, I'm gonna die. I said, what? I said, you're gonna die. And then the parasite has no regard for other human life because it's a life form that feels that it needs your life force. So they're quite perplexed as to why you won't just let them continue to feed off of you. I think it's ridiculous. You know, and that's got to be rare. It has to be rare. Like these types of people have to be rare. And so I'm just like, for me dealing with parasites, I've tried to be as unpleasant towards them as possible. I've tried to be as like 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 when it comes to them, I pretty much just show them my ass. I pretty Not my ass. I pretty much just show them the evil side of myself, not the good side, not something that they can use. But they don't even care about that. And then I will tell you that parasites, they will send someone in your life. They want a certain person in your life. So they'll try to force a relationship between you and that person. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. And the people that want to feed via them, every day they got to have some kind of chain or link to you. Okay. And when you break them chains, they're steadily trying to work towards putting the shackles back on. It's bizarre. And when you start protecting your energy, it pisses them off so bad to the point where it's got to be daily. It's got to be a daily feeding frenzy every single day, every day, every day. And you know what? It's annoying because for me, you know what? I'm into preventing things, right? I'm into preventing things. Because see, everybody operates from a subconscious place. We do. It's the subconscious, man, right? And they're angry at you. They're angry at you. And yes, they will. Yes, they will try everything, everything. Because they kind of have this fantasy about, like, you know how, like, if something was to feed off of a banana or a plum or something, it would get wrinkled. And when they can't see visible, you know, and God forbid you have enough energy to work out. It's been great. I've been protecting my energy, been working out, getting in shape. Parasites don't like that. They do not like that. So I've been fine. It's absolutely ridiculous though. It really is just ridiculous. Just every single day. You talking about my potions? Or are you talking about something else? I'm getting ready to get this mix together here. I know that much. I'm about to meditate. Okay. And I'm telling you, boy, and you can tell by the way they move, and that's why they're limited only to their small group. They will try to feed off of your children. That's the one thing I don't like. I don't like how they like to try to feed off of the kids, try to take their life force. It's something up with these types of people, man. I'm telling you. I know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, I know exactly what the heck I'm talking about. And they have no shame. They have no shame because that's the only way it can survive. You know, it's like you're their food for thought. They have to think about your vitality because they don't have any. They have to think about your strength because they don't have any. You know, it's so bizarre, man. It is. Mm. They constantly doing something to try to bother you so that they can gain access to your energy. And they got the nerve to brag about their existence. I'm sorry. They don't live a real life. Even on the holidays, they can't even celebrate no holidays. Like even if you're a person that doesn't celebrate the holidays at all, like you people that don't celebrate the holidays are not sitting around trying to feed off of people. Okay? All day, every day. And I think they have a whole network. I think it's ridiculous. Mm. And God forbid you be on the pursuit of happiness. Oh God. No, no, you can't be happy. No, no, you can't live a normal life. No, no. I have to feed. I have to feed. Period. That's all that matters. Is their feeding. And that's it. You can't sleep. Cause I know I become I get a little bit of anxiety, not anxiety, insomnia a little bit. And they will do feeding rituals. I just And by the way, guys, I don't do rituals on the internet. That's something that parasites do. I don't do ritual when I come on here and just talk to y'all. That's called communication. I'm communing with you. They come on here that it's obvious that it's a ritual. They repeat the same thing over and over again. They got to talk about sex. They got to talk about your head, your shoulders, your back, your legs, your feet, your stomach. And then I got to talk about it's bizarre, man. It's like, oh my God. And the one thing that they love to feed off of is they love to try to feed off of you sexually, right? And they'll say something crazy about you sexually, but why are they thinking about you sexually? So, because they just want to feed, they don't actually enjoy sex. No, sex is like going to the bathroom for them. That's it. That's it. Now we know that sex is a natural thing. We know that, but it's more than just going to the bathroom. Sex is way more than just going to the bathroom. It's ridiculous. And they mad at you because you're able to experience, you know, real stuff. You're able to experience happiness, peace, and joy and love. And all they have is to feed. I mean, I know life has got to be frustrating for these types of people. And some of them be trying to, you know, some of the parasites are feeding off of the other parasites, and the other parasite don't even know it. That they getting fed off of. They think they think they in the club. No, they're not in the club. They're like uh, it's weird, y'all. It is. It's weird. They don't carry on like normal human beings. They don't have normal social interactions. That's why they can't be normal. They can't socialize like normal people, and they're usually very isolated. And yes, they will try to utilize spell work. I had to recently remove like that, like I've had to remove of my clients. I've had to remove isolation spells to where they'll try to isolate a person. They just want you isolated so that they can feed. They don't want nobody talking to you. It is such a and I'm sorry, my life is worth it. Love is worth it. My family is worth it. Sex with someone that I love that's not a parasite is worth it. Life with someone is worth it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do everything that I can because it is like you have to take your life back. You do. You have to take it back because they just it and once you get out of survival mode, okay, because you do have to break free of survival mode because you got to sit back and figure out what to do about it, especially if you're a witch or if you're a healer or somebody that possesses all of these, this energy that they're looking for. You have to literally, you're in survival mode, but then once you come out of survival mode, you have to figure out what to do about these folks. Goodness gracious. And they're usually, um, very needy, very needy. Okay. So a lot of them are alcoholics who just so happen to not had a drink. I ain't had a drink all week. And sure you have. Sure, sure. Sure, sure. Yeah. They'll have a drink in their hand. I ain't drank nothing all week. They know how to pretend to be sober. It's weird. It's very weird. Mm-mm. And you know what? There's a lot of people that have no clue until you have a clue as to what they doing. Don't wait and wait till it's too late. You know, there's certain things that you got to do to protect your energy. I am telling you, I would definitely be protecting my energy. I use a mixture of herbs to do that. You can put them in your simmer pot, and and they don't want you to protect your energy, which is why they will call you out of your name, try to low rate you, because they want you to feel like, okay, okay, so this is the play. They'll try to talk about you like you ain't nothing and try to low rate you. But then why are you talking about me then? If I'm worth nothing and I am worth less than you, and all this and that, why do you talk about me constantly? Why? Why do you why is it that why is it I've dealt with these types of people. Why is it that in my telepathy, why can I hear you in the distance speaking my name over and over again to as many people in your group of parasites that you can every day? Yeah, yeah, so and so is so, yeah, Jamila, she ain't so and so and so every day, every day, every day. It's like, really? And they mad that they can't feed off of your good energy. They upset about that. They like, oh damn. It's the truth. You gotta have the mirrors and all kind of stuff. Oh my God. It's so annoying. It is. But you know what? They have infected the spiritual community too. That it's like an infectious disease in the spiritual community. And they call what they do spiritual. What? Did you check the y'all? It's this new chakra reading that I offer. Oh my God, it's so enlightening. For those of you that are gang stalking victims, or either you know how, like, when it's just something fucking weird, you like, what the fuck? And they will try to make you feel like you're paranoid schizophrenic, but you know it's weird. When I read your chakras, I can tell you exactly why those people are doing that. Because it's all about you, your unique personal footprint, and your cosmic energy. They do it for survival, I'm telling you. And they don't, It's everybody survives from a subconscious level as well. They don't even realize what they are doing. And people will be like, is this person crazy? No, it's just that it comes from their subconscious. They cannot help it. They can't. They cannot help it. They and you know, I've even caught them. I've I've had them talk about me every day. I can see them talking about me in social media. You know, I can hear them talking about me every day in their home, to people that I don't even know, calling people, speaking about me. And then they'll come back 2 days later and say, I ain't been talking about that person. It's like, well, you just said something. You just said something about me. Now, if it's in public, they usually have some kind of public debacle going on about a person, and they don't like for you to debunk the crap that they said. And so they consider you debunking their lies, you talking about them. It's weird. It's like, no, I'm debunking your lies. I'm letting my position be known. You just came on here and lied to people. You just lied. Or either in the community, socially, within a social circle. It's very bizarre. You know, I've never seen anything like it before in my life. And they scared. Oh, they scared. They so scared of you learning how to protect yourself. They are. They are very scared of that, because what they want is somebody that they can back into a corner that they can feed off of. And when you take a position of no, I'm not going to let you do that, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. And it's just a cycle over and over again, I guess, until they pass away. Cause that's exactly what they gonna do, especially if they after my energy. They not gonna make it. If you I'm gonna say this right now. If you are a parasite that is parasiting after me and the people that I love, and you have to do it to survive, you're not gonna survive. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm sorry that God must have dealt you a bad hand in life. That's a bad hand in life when your survival depends on this other person. And it does. It usually does. I mean, they cannot help it. If you and this how you can tell your ex is some dude that you dealt with. This is how you can tell if they are a parasite. You ain't talked to that person in months, and they just pop up and start talking about you. Then they get real delusional when they real focused on feeding. They get real delusional. They get real delulu. They get real delulu to the point where you're not even there. You're no longer human. You're just food to them. And nothing that you say matters. Nothing. It's and I've seen them like that before. And I don't know how in the hell a person gets like that. I personally feel like when they start getting desperate like that, I feel like it's they're in there, because obviously they would have would they have a shorter lifespan cycle or something? I mean, is it what is it? Because I wouldn't understand that. I don't understand how it feels to be a parasite. Like, I understand psychic vampirism, and I understand sometimes it's even a need for it. But a parasite is a totally different thing. They move in differently. You know what I'm saying? They move in totally differently. Even though both are very similar. I'm neither one of them. I'm neither a psychic vampire or a parasite. I'm neither one. That's just like I record videos all the time. They when they go live, they're feeding. They're feeding off of the people that are watching them. That's why they go live, because they need energy. That, and they need to see people in their chat. That's just like with me. I can come on here and shut down the chat. And I'm never doing rituals live. Never. Okay? I discuss important spiritual topics, you know, and I let people know that my services are available. Bam, that's it. I'm not, they do rituals, and like to where they sometimes when they live, they got their candles lit up, focused on what they want to do. Why are they trying to mix witchcraft with that? Since in the hell went witchcraft stands alone. It doesn't need to. Witchcraft and witches do not need to feed off of other people. We don't. We don't feed off of people. And you know what irritates me is that, when you're dealing with them, they'll try to feed off of everybody around you. And it's very isolating, because then you become this person that you just go ahead and isolate yourself, because you don't want to be responsible for them doing harm to other people. And because they make you seem like the problem. Well, how am I the problem when you're the problem? And they don't care about that. They like, I don't care, because that's what they have to do to survive. It's weird. Every single day, this one parasite on here. I mean, I don't think he gonna live long. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think he gonna live too long. This one parasite on here, he got to come on here every single day and talk about how he doesn't talk about me. I mean, okay. Hey, cut. What's happening here? So I'm going to come on here every day. And then when somebody speaks, I'm telling you, it's a subconscious thing. You're a hag, because they're trying to take your life force, your vitality. That's why I have a potion on here. That's why I have a potion over here for reclaiming my life force. That's why I have not gotten sick in all these years, and that's why I will never get sick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, honey. I have a life to live. And then they'll say, up, and you can't have no more babies, and da 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 da. You can't have no life, because that's your job, is to feed me. Okay. Yeah. It's it's every goddamn day. And what's irritating spirit is that they require too much work. God dang. What is it? What is it? What is really going on? What is really going on to where these people are that damn codependent? And they really got to quit trying to do these arranged relationships with with a parasite. A normally functioning human being can't be with a parasite. They want to try to pair you with the parasite. They have to place you in the bedroom with the parasite because the parasite, or you know what I'm saying, their fellow parasite, you know what I'm saying, that's being used as a catalyst for their feeding. You know, they're usually desperate for, and it just, it's ridiculous. And they don't care about your family, your children. You know, they don't care. They don't care about that. It don't matter what it doesn't matter what your family needs. It doesn't matter that you need your energy to function. It doesn't matter to them. It doesn't. That's why you, and they do not care. And you know, when spotting them, I discovered it years ago. I knew it years ago. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you part ways with that person. That's why you part ways with those types of people. You gravitate. You tend to get away from them, and they try to make your life exclusively about being their feeding ground, and especially if you have children. Okay, and they're upset about you taking, because you can take back your power. You can take back your children's energy too. You can take that back. They get upset about it subconsciously. Why else would a grown adult be speaking about a newborn baby? Why? Why else? That baby this and that baby that, and that baby gonna do that, and it's like, oh my God, what planet are you from? And y'all better believe it. Y'all better start realizing and waking up to these folks. And I don't know why they're aging at such a rapid rate. I'm talking about aging at a rapid rate. And the reason why they have this fixation on younger people is not always because they are pedophilic. Mm-mm. It's about the younger person's life force, is what it's about. But technically, a person that is of a certain age is at the peak of what they want to feed. So that, you know, what they want to feed off of. It's weird. It's weird. Y'all protect y'all energy, man, and take your energy back. One way that you can tell that they are factually feeding successfully is when you're not is when you're not feeling well. And that's when you have to, you know, that's when you have to say, and they'll get mad at you and blame it on you. Well, you shouldn't have been in social media. Well, damn. None of us even thought about that when we were making our Facebook pages 20 years ago, was we? None of us thought about that. We did not see that one coming. We was totally blinded to what we were actually going to be getting exposed to in social media, the types of life force, the types of beings that we were going to be exposed to. That's why there's a lot of people that set their profiles to private. And see, you know what you notice is that, especially if they're running in a group, what they will do is they will, if they desperately can't feed off of their chosen source, then they'll start to feed off of each other. I'm telling you, it's the truth. If they can't feed off of their chosen source, then they'll feel like they need to feed off of one another. It's very bizarre. Unlike anything that I've ever seen in my life. You know? Mm-mm-mm. Because if you've had a night of insomnia, don't just, I've got to retrieve my energy. It's ridiculous. Especially a lot of y'all healers. I'm so sick of it. I really am. Very abnormal behavior. And they usually have to say some kind of rumor or lie about you. Those are usually the ones that have some kind of smear campaign going about you. Okay? Something disgusting that they done said, or some kind of, some kind of shroud that they want you to live under. Some kind of shroud, and you're supposed to live within that shroud. And it's like, no, you live in the truth. That's where you live in. But if you're not careful, they will screw you over. They will. And I've seen them do things to people. I have. I have seen them do harm to people. And I'm gonna add a few elderberries to this one. Goodness gracious. And they go through all of these changes. I'm gonna tell you something. I've seen them go through a bunch of changes, more changes in a little bit. I've seen them go through a bunch of changes to feed off of you, and you can feel it. They did it over the damn full moon, and you can feel it. And they don't keep the energy. They don't even get. They don't even get a third of what they trying to get. They really, and depending on how well of a sorcerer you are, they don't get no energy from you. Because when you have a will to hold on to your life force, which everybody should, man, yeah, this is it. Just and they waiting on you to show signs that they feeding it. So and they looking for confirmation that they done fed on you every day. Every day, is this person gonna come on here and look like I fed off of them? Because people that they're feeding off of typically will have adrenal fatigue. People that they're feeding off of usually will start to have that look. Your radiance goes away. You're not radiant anymore. Some ain't right. And we have not had time to properly research it, because what we've been doing is trying to survive it. We don't have no kind of mm-mm. Now this is weird. I can't find none of my droppers. So that I can add a little bit of this energy reclaim potion. It's good. I only need like 2 or 3 drops. Maybe I need maybe I'll just dab a little bit in there. Yeah. Cause after this full moon, cause for them the full moon is about feeding. And a lot of times you feel like they may have fed off of you. The full moon is not supposed to make you tired. Full moon actually invigorates people. Ain't supposed to make you tired. If you got somebody feeding off of you, you may be very, very tired. It depends. Not always. Okay. But everybody who is somebody has somebody trying to feed off of them. Okay. If you got some kind of energy or essence about yourself, then you may have these folks feeding off of you. It's weird. And they look human. They look human. And I'd say that the key is finding somebody that knows how to work directly with the chakras. And it's very difficult because a lot of y'all that come in, I be seeing like 4 or 5 or 6 different sets of people feeding off of the same person. And it'd be a whole group of them feeding off of one person. I am not joking. And I have to fight off those several groups of people. So you have to be patient with me. But it's very weird because you have to work directly on your chakras and mm, mm, mm. So I'm gonna sit here and rest and meditate for a minute. And I'm gonna get some work done for the circle, for the Yule circle. Um, we got to do some chakra alignment. Mm, mm, mm. It's overwhelming. It really honestly is. Oh my God. Where's my cord cutting potion? And I use that cord cutting potion. They got a problem with that cord cutting potion. I don't give a damn. I'm going to use it. And they will try to use spell work. Like I said, they will try to use traditional spell work. Okay. Isolation spell work. Okay. I've had to remove stuff not only from myself but from other people, these isolation workings to where people can't talk to you. I don't want nobody talking to her or him, and it's not like a normal, oh, what's going on. It's isolate, pinpoint, isolate, and home in. I've got to be the, you know, you can't have a social life. You can't have a social life because they gotta feed all day, every day, all day, every day. Okay. And I can tell you that I'm a witch, and that's not normal. That's not normal. Okay. It's not. A normally functioning human being does not have to feed off of other people. Maybe in times of need, but they always have to create a crisis, even if it's not real. every other day. As a business owner, I've never had to create a crisis. It's every other day. Every other day, there's some kind of crisis because that's feeding. If you're doing legitimate business, it ain't got to be no damn crisis every other day. And I don't have crises every other day. I'll be sitting here looking at them trying to create a crisis. Oh, let's try to create a crisis for ourselves via the person that we're trying to feed off of. So they'll stalk you, right? They're creating the crisis or trying to create the crisis for you by stalking you so that they can go and say that you stalked them, even though you ain't been nowhere near their residence. You ain't been nowhere near them. And it's like, oh my God, what is wrong with this person? It's a parasite. Okay. So y'all be careful out there, man. It ain't normal. It's not normal for somebody to just be in turmoil every goddamn day. What's wrong with these people? Just all day, every day. And they'll try to create that turmoil in your life so that the natural flow of your life is constantly being disrupted by this person's energy. And for me, I'm way too psychic. I can hear them speaking about me. I can almost pinpoint just within the moment that they have attempted to feed, and they know that if they walk away and never talk and speak of you again, they know that you would forget all about them. They don't want you to forget all about them. And some people are trying to mask that as love. That's not love. And they really try to make it seem normal. There's nothing normal about that. When you've been when if you've ever been if you have ever been or tried to be romantically involved with a parasitic man, you know the difference. Because a normal interaction with a man is even if y'all are having a problem, even if there's like a just a normal disagreement or a normal tension between you and that person, between you and between a man and a woman, it's not going to result in disaster happening to the woman. You see what I'm saying? When you're dealing with a parasitic man, the interaction between you and him is going to be disastrous. It's going to lead to some kind of disaster that you typically have to affirm that's not going to lead to a disaster in your life or a calamity. And so this has been why we have been utilizing as much of our resources as possible in defense. And somebody, and it's so weird because they'll try to feed on you to the bitter end of their life cycle. For example, I had a parasitic landlord, but then I had a group of I still they still at it. The group of parasites, they can't stop talking about me. Okay, and they can't stop focusing, homing in on me energetically, and then also sexual energy. They're trying to feed off of that, so that's why they talk about various aspects of. That's why they're sexually speaking about you. I've been through that, and it's just like, what are these people doing? Once you've realized what they're doing, they'll keep trying to do it, but it doesn't work anymore. And you done already reclaimed all your energy. Even if they were able to steal your energy, You done reclaimed it from them, and now they want it back. But it's like, excuse me. It's a trip. And the reason why they like feeding off of people that practice magic is because we're typically practicing magic. And so they feel like you got that connection to that energy. It's ridiculous. But yet, what you do is the devil. It's ridiculous. I just don't even know what to say about it. And they'll try to have you. I ain't never heard of the. I guess that there are a few select people out there that would be so down on themselves and feel so bad about themselves, and I think that they work off of religion, especially Christianity, because you're supposed to feel like you're nothing. Oh, you were born in sin. Your existence is wrong anyway. So why not just die for me like Jesus or something? It's weird. It's very weird. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And they are in a crisis right now. They are a worse crisis than you could ever be in. And that because they battling forces that they cannot beat because they've been denied that taking the life of another. They've been denied that right. You know what I'm saying? They've been denied taking your life from you. They've been denied that. And then they'll try to tell you, well, you're 30 now, so you might as well just lay down and die for me. No, no, I still have many, many, many years left and a lot of living to do, hon. I don't think so. And they're very strange and peculiar people. I'm telling you, because they'll try to convince you of that crap, and then they'll say, "Oh, you ain't nothing." Every day they trying to set up a trap for your energy every single day, and they utilize social media a lot. But some of these people exist in your real life, and and typically it's someone that um, you can tell the difference because you want to just get away from that person, but unfortunately sometimes the people that you want to get away from, you don't need to get away from them. They just have an attachment to people like this, right? Because you can feel that negative energy. Oh my God. And they want to keep you in a position to where they feel like they can feed. So that's why they're constantly trying to mess with your job. That's why they're constantly trying to mess with your money, because they feel like if you're in a certain position in life, like for example, with me staying at an extended stay for a while because of a stupid ass landlord, they think, "Ooh, that's perfect. We can really feed." No, actually no. Actually, that doesn't give you free reign to feed because it depends on your attitude and your outlook on the future. I don't feel some type of way about it. I already know what's gonna happen. So I'm not in a vulnerable position to where I can be fed off of. Yeah. Angelus must be going through this right now. I'm telling you, it's a trip. They really think that, and boy, I swear. And that's how you can tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? You can tell the difference between them and a real person in your life. You know what I'm saying? That you want to keep around. And you do have to, like, when you meet new people, you do want to protect the people around you, because they coming for everything and everybody. They coming for everybody. And they conjuring up as much bad energy as possible so that they can feed. And that's typically why when they pick up that Bible, they're reading the negative stuff out of it. They want to read the negative things out of the Bible. They want to conjure negative spirits, negative things out of everything, because they want the environment has to be as negative as possible so that they can flourish in it. And you just want to live in positivity because you can. Because you can. That's why you do. But they will try to shroud you with it. They'll try to cloak you with that energy. And so then, you start to feel kind of awkward around people. You know what I'm saying? You start to become aware that they're trying to feed off of everybody around you. You start to become aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm-mm. That I get plenty of that kava kava. That reishi mushroom works real good too. Um, Lemon balm and stuff like that, chamomile. Oh, rue works really good too. I don't know what they gonna do, because they did a ritual around the full moon. I'm talking about worldwide, not just the ones that you see on here after me. During this Taurus full moon, they were feeding and it failed. It failed, and they're gonna come and try to say that it didn't fail, but it did. It did. It failed miserably. It did. The production that they put on failed, because this Taurus full moon, this last super moon, was like really, really so powerful. Like I got a video that I gotta upload, y'all, to where the other I think it was last night or the night before last night, the moon was completely blacked out. It was covered up. And I know I personally did a ritual because I knew exactly what they were up to. It was ridiculous. I did a ritual. I did a full moon ritual. The full moon ritual that I did was to connect me to the cosmos, was to connect me to the higher self. They were doing rituals to connect to you. It took me about 4 or 5 hours. I wrote out a 10-page front to back, 10 pages, 10 total pages, front to back. Not going to get into detail about what it was about, but it was about connection with the cosmos. It was about connection with the higher self. They were doing rituals to feed off of you. Now make that make sense when they could have been doing rituals to feed, to not feed, but to connect with the universe. Instead of them connected to the connecting to the universe, they were trying to connect to you. And I'm not talking about as a love spell or something. You know, a lot of them will use love spells so that they can feed off of you. I'd be careful with that because they don't really find pleasure and enjoyment out of, the whole lustful, passionate action of making love to you. So, you got to find somebody that matches you and hold on to them. You know what I'm saying? If for them, it's about getting something out of you. When we all know that it's a flow. When it comes to two people, it's an exchange of energy. It's not one-sided. They don't understand that it's not one-sided. It goes both ways. The energy flow goes both ways, between, especially when it comes to romantic. That's why that's why I can tell there is a difference between a love spell that is being done, because a love spell can be natural. It's a natural magnetism that you have with that person, a natural attraction, a natural wanting, of two people that want one another. Okay, it happens naturally. Okay, but sometimes if there's any disruptions or interruptions, then you may have to get a little bit creative. You know what I'm saying? But I felt their love spells, and their love spells feel very parasitic and damaging to the heart. In fact, their love spells is closing the heart chakra. Well, why would that make sense? Make that make sense. Because you can't truly be connected. Like, if they were to open up your heart, you're gonna go towards somebody that's, so they have to shut it down and then try to dominate and force it. And there's a difference. I teach love meditation to people on how to reunite with someone that's been pushed away from you, and how to, what I'm saying, commune with that person. And it's not gonna hurt that person. It doesn't make them feel like, oh my God, I've got to be with this person or I'm gonna die. That's how they operate. They don't think like normal people. So when they do love spells, which is one of the reasons why Hecate is gatekeeping, because if it's considered to be witchcraft, it's got to go through her. And it feels like something's wrong. Like it'll make your stomach hurt or something. Like it's very concentrated on the anahata area, and going from the throat kind of down to the sacral. That's what they're trying to work on and connect with, but they don't connect with it like normal people, like something that you want. So you're feeling that energy, and I did a potion for that. I sure did, because they will try to mask it. That's not love. Please do not try to convince me that that is something that I should want on any level, because it's not, because it's fake love, because it's not stable, because a part of their feeding process is to pretend that they have a problem with you that they don't actually have. And you can tell the difference. That's just like, I had to remove something from myself that was pushing. You know how, like, when you find somebody real and they put something on you to push everything away from you, to push everybody away from you, and it's a spirit that you carry on you. And when you and when you're around the person that you want to be with, they can sense it. And it makes them feel uncomfortable. It's not you. So that's why you have to reverse and banish and send that stuff back, reverse it. Okay. You don't even really have to return to sender, but I would. I would. I'm a bitch. I'm returning to sender. You know what I'm saying? And you can just it's a part of that ESP that people have. And it's a part of their senses where they can sense that, that's why if you're a woman and you're trying to get away from a man that is really like a parasite or some shit, and he's going to try to put things on you to push other men away from you, and and everything else, because he wants to destroy, he wants to destroy everything around you so that it can just be about him. And you don't have no choice but to contact them. They won't, especially when it comes to being a woman. That's why they don't like independence. So, all of us want a significant, I mean, I know I do. I can't speak for everybody, but I want a significant other. But I still think that speaking independence in your life is important. I still think that, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, it's a trip. And even when you've told them, hey, I can, I know what you're doing, that makes them even madder. When was the last time somebody that you love, you wanted them to die? I know I don't want nothing to happen. I don't even want the people in my life to be feeling sick or not feel well. I want the people in my life that I love and care about to be good. They're trying to pass that off as love. That's not love. I mean, we know that men and women have a natural, they may get jealous or whatever. If they like somebody, you don't want nobody, you don't want to share with somebody. But when it comes to your detriment, to the point where a person is ready to take your life and to hurt you, that's not love. When you truly love somebody, you're going to be patient and kind to that person. You just want to see that person until you experience it. You wouldn't know. You just want to see that person happy. You know what I'm saying? You want to know that they're okay. Somebody that's fake love, one weekend, you know, I'm telling you, it's a trip. And down here in the South, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Oh God, get out, get out. If you can get the hell out of the South, get out. It's a lot of that going on down here. It is. It's like a gang stalking brigade down here in the South, man. It's fucking crazy. It is. It's fucking crazy. And it's a lot of good people that are paranoid about gang stalking. See, I've been getting gang stalked. I'm just not paranoid about it. I don't give a shit. I just do the work to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of gang stalking going on down here. A lot. It's going on everywhere, but down here it seems to be worse and more condensed down here. Like it's a trip, to the point where It's us versus them all the fucking time. Like it's a fucking constant war zone. It's a war zone. It is. The South is a spiritual war zone. That's a fact. And they act like they don't want to let people out. And they will do everything in their power to put you under mind control. It is a trip, man. I'm just looking, and you know what? That's why I said that shamanism is gonna be the best thing for you. I can't really discuss why shamanism is gonna be the best way out of that, but it is. It is. Not religion. It's not. It's shamanism. You are not, I'm telling you, religion is gonna keep you in that. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all. Religion gonna keep you in it, especially Christianity, because Christianity, that God of that Bible, whoever it was they were speaking to, that they said was God, told people, gave people instructions on how to be a good slave. And that's, and I don't consider having a job being a slave. People have, you just don't know what people have been through throughout history. If you are actual slave, a real physical slave that don't have the right to, somebody else is controlling everything that you do, which honestly, uh, with as out of control of some of these people are, like it's kind of like, damn, these people don't. But, everybody deserves to have their liberties. You know what I'm saying? If somebody takes advantage of that, but, you know, I'm free to do what I want to do. Well, you're not free to do what you want to do to other people, though. That's the problem. They're disconnected from nature and the universe. Mm-mm-mm. I just think it's ridiculous. I really do. And whenever you start seeing men, males, compromising women and children, that's when you need to become concerned. Why is this male trying to create calamities in the lives of women and children? Why? Why isn't he a normal man that, you know, uh has a job, that's living his life, and he's not trying to induce calamities in a woman's life? That's not normal. And people will say, "Oh, well, gender roles are not real." But why though? Nobody's saying that you have to be a protector or a provider or you have to actually care. But why are you trying to do harm? Why are you focused on it? Something ain't right with that. And then we'll have the gall to do it publicly. They don't have no shame. And then we'll try to distinguish the fact that your children are from a single mother that are not married. So because of a piece of paper and some kind of made up patriarchal thing, you're the bottom of the barrel that they can feed on. No, I don't think so, sir. Single, they go through it all the time. I swear to God, is you single. So then that means, come on over here. I'm Dr. Strange. I can feed off of your kids. No, hun. No, I am a witch. And I hate it when they seduce people to going into that. I hate it when they do that because there's a lot of people that are very, very, uh, that they'll lower other people. That's why I don't hang with their group. Like y'all, y'all beneath me. I'm above y'all. I ain't got to do all that. So if you're single, or your children are of divorce, they feel like, oh well, it's open season on single mothers and their children. And see, this is something that I've been fighting for years. Why is it open season on a single mother? So if you're not married, your children are not protected. Is what I don't know what reality they in, but what they need to what y'all need to do is wake up and look at that. They're using different tactics and different uh ways of discriminating against you to try to take away from you. It's absolutely sick. And if you don't love your kids, ain't nobody else gonna do it, man. They don't give a damn about that. They will, and I've seen them do things to get you to get bad things to happen to people's children. They do not care. They don't, and they will try to convince you that, well, your kids are less than because you're a single mother, but why they don't feel that way about single fathers? Oops. They don't feel that way about single fathers. Why they singling out the mothers? Because they feel like you're vulnerable. As a woman, you are vulnerable, but you're more powerful than you think you are. Ah, you a single mother and I'm hungry. And your kids look like they need to be my dinner. I understand that we have a connection with nature and animals, but being that we walk on two legs, we are evolved from animals. And they act like animals in the damn wilderness. I'm just telling y'all. And don't get discouraged because a lot of people, hell, a lot of people, especially, oh my God, when you got this, let me tell you something. And they do have these secret societies and stuff in it. But a lot of women, if they're faced with a male like that that's doing things like that to them, if they're faced with that, especially one that's stalking you, you tell them to leave you alone. I'm gonna contact you again. You tell them to quit talking about you, I'm gonna talk about you again. I had one of them. I knew it was something wrong with him years ago. He kept calling me one night, and I definitely didn't like him back then too. And I told him, I said, leave me alone. He said, I'm gonna call you again. I'm gonna call you again. And, you have a male like that that's functioning that way, and there have been women and men. There's been men that have self-terminated themselves dealing with somebody like that because they feel like, oh my God, this person is never they're gonna mess up my life and da 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 da. Hey, you need to get with you a witch and be strong. A witch that you can trust. Not one of them witches that are agents for them. I wouldn't trust none of they fucking agents. Don't ever think you're any different. If somebody is up to that, that's just what they up to. That's what they about. Don't think, well, we just do that to that one person. No, 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 no. There have been a lot of these men that stalk women like that to hurt them, to do harm to them. I'm looking for my rue, y'all. Where's that rue oil at? I need some of that. and somebody being stalked and being told that that this is your life. There have been a lot of people that have said and there have been a lot of people that, when a lot of women at least have at least thought about it. Maybe I should just be dead. You know, just being, just so I can have some peace. But don't ever think that way, okay? Because they will, and they would love for you to do that, because if you do that at that point, they've done suicide rituals on me before, as if I'm weak-minded. And ever since they tried to do that suicide ritual, their lives, their spirits have been in turmoil, because my spirit saw that. I never forget, that dude said, tonight we're going to make Jamila commit suicide. I said, my spirit started laughing. They said, oh, wow. Yeah, he just sealed his fate. Because if they can take you down like that, they've then they've stolen your life. I couldn't believe that. I was like, and I started laughing. I said, wow. That was it was actually quite it was actually quite amusing to me. As if this person calling me a bitch was gonna make me commit suicide. It was very bizarre, y'all. It was very bizarre. Little did he know who he was dealing with. He didn't know who he was dealing with at that time. Okay. But he said it, and it was disgusting. A lot of people was disgusted by it. A lot of normal people was just, and he was like, and you're old, and you're ugly, and I'm sitting up there like, you know, hmm that's why I fully intend on showing these people what it do, for real, for real. Okay. Mm-hmm. So they're tell me some stuff like that. This happened like, when was that? When, I can't remember exactly when that happened. I can't remember exactly when that happened. Some of the stuff they do so much that it becomes a blur. Uh huh. Everybody ain't sensitive to words. I'm not one that's sensitive to words. Okay, my feelings don't get hurt like that. Not now. It lets you know the maturity of a person too, how mature they are as well. Like really, really, ugh, God, it was ridiculous. It was, and then he'll say, I worship God." I'm like, well, honey, if you representing that God, I don't want it, because I done seen that person do some just do and say some despicable things. Absolutely despicable. Uh-huh. Well, I can tell you, I'm like, listen, if you sitting around doing things to try to make Jamila self-terminate, hun, you might as well just bend over and kiss your own ass goodbye, if you think you could ever get over on me like that. They are a trip. And sometimes I'll be looking at these folk over here in the South, and I'll be like, what the fuck is going on with this shit? I'm serious. Like it just and it was normalized. And it was weirdos in the chat room. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's like God damn. And it just I just laughed and I rolled over and watched the movie. I sure did. But the people that were watching that care about me, they weren't laughing because they didn't know how it was affecting me psychologically. So people checked on me like, "What's wrong with you?" Yeah. If I get another phone call before I'm out of here, I gotta hmm I and I was able to forgive him for that. That's why you got to be careful with forgiveness because some people are playing a game with you. Some people are literally playing that game with you. They're literally playing some kind of sick game with you. And it just was like, wow. And I told him back then, I said, after he did it, I spoke to him and I said, well, you're just not worthy of being in my life. I'm so sorry, and I didn't mean to say that, and I got a problem, and you made me feel some type of way, which I'm like, how? How the hell did why? Because I won't let you front on me publicly and lie on me. How am I? And I forgave him, but I never forgot. And told him back then, what he was, and he proved what he was. You know what I'm saying? And I was just trying to give this person some grace. Never was trying to be in a relationship with it. I was just trying to give this person some grace. It was almost like a test, and he failed miserably. Still up to no good. Still just ain't gonna never be right. And I'm sorry, I can't sit around for 20, 30, 40, 50 years of my life trying to figure out if somebody gonna act right. Like, you got to go. You got to go. So y'all be careful out there, man. Some of these people don't know how to. Some of these people don't have human qualities. Okay, and I don't like the way they try to confuse the whole thing with witches. I don't like how they do that. No, they really try to make it seem like a witch in her raw form is just this evil thing, and that's not the truth. It's not. But I gotta go, y'all. It's 8:35. I got some stuff to do. I will catch y'all later. Okay. And they desperately feeding this holiday season for some reason. I don't know why. I don't give a and then they'll say, but well, I got a rich uncle. Well, your rich uncle can get got too, boo boo. Your rich uncle is beneath me. Your rich uncle is not as powerful as me. Just because somebody got some money don't fucking make them powerful. Because anybody that's in a powerful money position, I can take their asses down. So your money don't mean shit when it come to a witch. Is that I'm a millionaire. Well, you know what? I'm 100,000-aire, and I'm fine with that. But I will take your ass down. Cause you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm connected to money and the elite. Well, you know what? I'm connected to destiny and fate. That's what I'm connected to. Destiny and fate. But anyway, y'all, I gotta go. Y'all have a good evening. Love you guys. Bye-bye.